I have $100,000 in RSPs. My company, did the matching system for me. So I have $100,000, but I'm not making any money in my RSPs. I have friends that have invested with you. They're enjoying returns of 12 to 16% with using the registered funds. So I want to do the same thing. I don't want to hear the process from them. I want to hear the process from you guys of how I can get started, and they say it's quite simple. So
for sure. So the first question we would ask is, where are your funds currently held?
They're held with my bank. Yeah.
Okay, so depending on where exactly they're located, the funds would have to be first liquidated from any investments they're currently in. So if you're in a mutual fund right now, you have to pull that out of the mutual fund. It still stays within its tax shelter. It just has to be in a...
Just pull it back into a cash position.
Exactly.
From what it's invested in right
now. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
So once it's in a cash position, then it's going to be able to be transferred from that current institution over to the institution we work with, which is called Community Trust.
Community Trust.
Yes.
And the reason for that is, let's just say I'm with, RBC, Direct Investing, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. It'd be very hard for me to be able to direct my funds from there into one of these vehicles that are going to pay.
They actually won't allow for it.
They won't allow for it.
They don't offer a self-directed mortgage product.
Okay.
So you can self-direct your investments, but it would have to be in,
No. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to think about anything. My friends are enjoying 12 to 16% annualized returns. I want to do the same thing. So I have to take that money. We move it over to Community Trust.
Yes.
Community Trust.
That's very easy to do.
Yeah, so Community Trust is the holding institution we work with right now that will allow you to self-direct your funds into mortgage investments.
Okay.
So they do accept a wide range of registered plans. So RSPs, LRSP, TFSA, LIRA, RIF. Pretty sure all of those. There might be a couple others, but
you said LRSP. What's that?
That's a locked-in.
LIRA. Oh, it's not. It's different than a LIRA.
Yeah, it's different than a LIRA.
SP, locked-in savings plan. Locked-in savings plan.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm guessing.
They don't do the
LRSP. They do not do an RESP.
That's right. So
at this time.
They're working on that.
Okay, that's the money that I put in
RESP.
for the children's fund. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of where the direction of where your funds are going to have to go in order so that you can be eligible to invest in pro funds, different mortgage offerings.
So I had $100,000 in Nortel. I'm losing money. I'm going to pull it back into a cash position. I'm taking it from RBC. We're going to put it into Community Trust. It's still registered, and then from there.
Yeah, there aren't any tax implications for taking it and moving it.
Yeah, because I'm not actually taking it out.
Moving it from one vehicle to the next.
I'm just moving it to the holder.
That's right. Now, your administrator or plan holder currently may charge a fee. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And also, they are a little hesitant on releasing money.
Yeah.
So it might take a little bit longer. So before you commit to an investment.
Yeah.
So if you've signed up for our network and you're receiving the emails and you want to do this investment, you have to make sure that your funds are already in.
Don't wait for a deal to come by, because
decide to transfer.
By the time we transfer it over, that deal will be gone. So do this ahead of time.
So typically what would happen is at ProFunds we do have all of the paperwork for Community Trust ready to go. We also have a very comprehensive instructions list that you can follow step by step when you fill out the paperwork.
And we can email that to you.
We also have a team, some individuals at the office which are specifically working on this, and they can help you complete it. So we'll usually email that off to you. You can fill everything out. You'd actually send it back to our office. We would first proof it, make sure you've got everything entered correctly, and then we'll send that to a representative we work with at Community Trust. So it's just to ensure kind of the most seamless transfer, as opposed to you kind of trying to do it on your own.
And then the funds don't get over there and you're frustrated. So we want to make sure that it's just smooth.
And let's say this is, let's say I'm investing in a 3-year project or whatever the case may be. There's some fees to Olympia Trust, $100, a couple $100 a year kind of thing.
Community Trust, yes.
Community Trust.
Yes. So how it works is when there is a transfer, like a setup fee. I believe it's usually $150 a year.
The people that referred me to you, they said it's very minimal. There's nothing
all in all, it's about $350 per year, and that's per plan, per investment. So if you do a couple different investments, I think they charge an additional $100 per admin for an investment. So you're looking at about $350 per year per plan. So if you do have 2 plans, you just need to take that into account. But
if I'm investing $100,000 and I'm making $12,000 on my $100,000,
Right.
a few $100 is okay.
Yes.
Yes.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that sounds simple. Is that all there is to it?
Yeah, basic, that is it. Now also the process for closing registered funds, it does take a lot longer. So what happens, and I'd like to mention this, is that if we have a deal that we're closing and there's, let's say, $2 million of cash and $2 million of registered funds, we might close it in tranches.
Yeah.
So just so you know that your RSPs aren't going to be earning the interest right away on our original closing date. It might take another 30 days to get the RSPs transferred, but that's when you start to accumulate your interest.
Yep. And then the profits go directly into my, in this case,
Registered
RSPs.
plan.
Yeah, it goes right
so
in there.
However,
so no tax consequences.
No tax consequences. If you invest with a couple different accounts, your interest is going to go back proportionally into each account you invested from.
Yeah.
And as well, is there any other? Just trying to think if there's any other main.
I think that's it.
That's easy peasy, man. It sounds sounds great. You guys have your act together.
I think
Yeah,
that's it.
and just a lot for that time frame again before transferring. It does take about 2 to 6 weeks to transfer your funds over from your current institution to community trust. So just be mindful of that time period.
Yep.
Once they're there, then it's much easier to get into investment.
Now I did want to mention that with mortgage lending, like the closing dates are not concrete. So if we say we're closing, let's say March 30th, there may be a chance that that's delayed. And the only reason that the delays may occur is that the lawyers are doing their due diligence. They're doing searches, they're doing these sort of things. So, some people don't understand that, hey, we were supposed to close on March 30th. Why isn't it closed yet?
That's a proposed date.
I needed my interest
payments.
payments.
Another week
so,
or 2 later.
Yeah, people need to know it could take 30 days later.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's beyond our control, but it's only in your best interest. Right? And as well, if your funds, like let's say you're not using RSPs, you're using cash. If your funds are earmarked for something a year down the road, the term is 1 year, I highly recommend not to invest in a mortgage vehicle because there's a good chance that it could be extended. Right?
You're saying if I need the money on this certain date,
Yes.
then we shouldn't, this is not the product for me.
I
But
don't
if I'm
think
okay
so.
with it,
Yeah.
give or take, then
Yeah, like
that's
if you're
fine.
flexible and it's funds that you can work with and you've got flexibility there, it might be 30 days or the borrower is looking to refinance that property and the banks are dragging their feet. So it's taking a lot longer.
Yeah.
So it's not because there might be an issue.
Yeah.
It's just that
The lawyers don't work on weekends.
it's just the way it goes.
the
So
way it goes.
sometimes they are paid out early,
Yeah.
sometimes they're paid out late,
Yeah.
and you just have to have that flexibility and that mindset.